These are some stickers I made and just decided to decorate this page with. And this is a bit of a guide to how I want to use this book and my future sketchbooks. This is a pretty good look at how I was using the book. I was just sketching on other pieces of paper and then taping it in. So this is part of a project I was doing for myself. It was a denim jacket that I still wear today. These weren't used, but I liked the designs well enough to keep them and see if I'd use them for another project. Same with here. These were all thumbnails from initial sketches. Nothing really developed, but stuff that I still kind of liked and wanted to keep. This is actually the design I used for the coat. And everything else was just, you know, practice. So these are the designs I came up with. I'll never use these because they're copying an artist. But this Sailor Mercury, I kind of enjoyed drawing her based on her attack. So I might get something like this tattooed one day. And then there's a couple other designs and come on, just notes for what I wanted to use on the ribbons. Then this is another coat I did. This is actually the final design without the ribbon that I used. I traced the Proplica kaleidoscope wand and used that for the back, so it's 1:1 scale with that. The rest of these I like. The jacket worked out, but there's a paint that doesn't agree with the material and it keeps separating, so I'm trying to figure out how to fix it before I actually like do final photos and post it to the internet in a way where I want it to be seen, you know, because I'm not happy with that aspect, but you know, I'll get there. The rainbows also need to be turned into something more pastel and cohesive. The contrast is a little off between them, so yeah. Some more notes on that. These are thumbnails for wedding invitations. You know, that kind of worked out, right? So we did actually get married on June 13th, but we only did a legal ceremony, you know? So whenever we're out of this enough to actually do a full wedding, these are some small sketches of her items to use for a fabric, but I haven't quite finished that yet. So this book won't be abandoned after this, but it'll see some shelf time. This is for a tattoo I designed for a friend, some initial sketches where we discussed posing and whatnot. And then this is what we went for. And then these are some color swatches that she didn't like and I kept. The ones that she did like, I actually gave to her to actually use, so she had those. This is probably my first personal piece in this. I went through something with a partner. I'm polyamorous. So I was kind of going through something with somebody I care about, and actually two people I care about, really. It was a rough time. I just sketched it out and did some writing. Welcome to my first hated page. I went into this thinking, well, based on other artists' sketchbook videos that I've watched, if I don't like a page enough, I can go back in and rework it. So that's what this is. This is my rework page that failed miserably. I drew on it, didn't like it, painted over it, didn't like it, tried to save it with the ink, still didn't like it. I've given up. This page is no more. It exists as it is. I can live with it. You'll also notice that the date is out. It's because I keep going back and trying to do something with it and just, it doesn't work. This is my personal tattoo planning page. It is chaos because I want everything. This is my main one, but I'm kind of leaning towards more of the screenshot with the watercolor backgrounds because the backgrounds in Sailor Moon are so iconic, and I really love the initial reveal of this wand and the colors that are used. But I'd like to make it workable to add in other items around it, and I don't know. We'll see, because this is as far as it's gotten. I'm not sure what I want on the ribbons. I don't know if I want the ribbon at all. There's still a lot of planning. The butt tattoo is not something unique to me. They're all over the internet. I just really like the ribbon with the texture and folds. Not happy with the butt. I'll do something with that eventually. It was supposed to be lace, but it's way too small to draw that. And then I was trying to work the polyamory infinity heart into Sailor Moon's Crisis Locket. Some Sailor Mercury themed tattoo designs that are basic that I tossed in here. And then I have plans to do my left arm Sailor Mercury themed and my right arm Sailor Moon themed, although this is not entirely that, but you know. Some Halloween stuff I did for this year for a pattern. Not all of this is used. These are stickers that I've made and are in my Etsy shop right now. These were some misprints, or more like miscuts. The prints are fine, the cut didn't work out. So I use my miscuts in my own journals and stuff. Wedding notes from too long ago. This is actually 2 or 3 days before we shut down. I was very sick, probably should not have been out. I don't think it was COVID, but I met with my wedding photographer and set everything up, and then the world went to shit, and I've been rescheduling him ever since. This is a jewelry shelf I designed and never did anything with, but I guess I put it in here because I thought maybe I would, but I probably will never. An ink/watercolor painting of Jester from Critical Role. I struggle with her horns so badly, so I drew a picture here that was terrible, and then I decided to cover it with a watercolor piece, and I'm sort of happy with this, but there's some proportion issues and blah blah blah, but I like it more than the other piece, so it's here. More car ideas. I've only done 2 on this. My heart-shaped light decals, my license plate frame. Nothing else on this has been completed to a point where it's done. The How to Draw Spider-Man challenge from DeviantArt that got me my badge. I should have drawn this in here, but instead it's on watercolor paper, and I don't know why I did that. Some pin designs that haven't gone anywhere. I might turn them into stickers instead, because I'm not in a place to be able to store pin designs, like stock wise. This is product testing. I just threw in here for now. I wanted to see if my machine could cut this plastic, and it did, so that's good. Some more of my miscut stickers. An Artist Alley display design that the idea was for manufacturing and not for personal creation and use. I want something that artists can buy and use, but I don't know, I've kind of abandoned it, so I don't have the ability to take this and get it somewhere where I can manufacture it and sell it, so. This is some office and closet planning. I was here and I needed to be here, and I am now, but it's still a mess. My closet looks like this mirrored. This is over here and these are over here, and it's wonderful. but I have outgrown this space. I do not have this much room. I'm currently sitting right here, but there's a door here and 2 doors here, and it really messes everything up. I could block these doors instead of this one, but this goes out to the living room, and I like seeing the TV, so I don't know. One day we'll get there. This is just a sketch spread, more Jester, a Christmas present for my brother for last year, the scene that initially got me into Critical Role, the Cupcake Gambit, if you watch, that drew me right in. This was trying to work out a sketch for a Christmas gift that didn't work out last year. And this is just Umi, because why not? These are the initial pieces for my Magical Moon Toy pieces, art, whatever. These 3 have not been released as anything yet. These I have as stickers and patterns and keychains or whatever. These will eventually be something, but I am working on other things right now, and I'm waiting for inspiration to hit me further for the rest of it. Just some notes. These are keychains that I'm working on for my Sailor Moon group that I should really do soon, because I wanted them for January, but it's not going to work out, I think. Some logo sketches. I want the logo to be meaningful for me, so I want it to be a part of the kaleidoscope one, but I want elements to suit me but not be overwhelming, like the infinity heart for polyamory, a pansexual symbol if I could work it in. I really like sex education and talking about it, so this was a little on purpose, if you see what I mean. Yeah, it continues on the other page because I had a friend talking me through it, but it didn't quite go where I wanted it to, so it's kind of on hold, which means, like, so are my cards and anything it goes on, you know. This is from a dream that I was trying to paint, and I couldn't paint it, so I tried sketching it, but the sketch still doesn't do what I need it to. This was just a sketch. This is just some venting and sketching. Tattoo notes for a friend. I'll probably continue working in this book. I don't know. Depends on if it gets as involved as the other one, because I took over this page last night. This is this is planning for a decal printout that I'm about to do, or a cut. It's a Kia Soul with 5 sections, and holy smokes, is it going to be, it's going to be 10 feet of material, and it's going to be a lot. So I needed to work out some numbers. This is Hime Jelly gouache. I had just received it and was experimenting with it. So I did some sketching and then added the paint. And then I did some sketching and it looked terrible, so I added paint to improve it. Kind of. Didn't really work. I was babysitting my parents' dog and house sitting and watching an anime called A Lull in the Sea, and it was very boring, but the character designs and like the world concept was amazing, and I'm so mad at that anime for not doing more with it. But all of this looked terrible, and I kind of got it in this view, but she was a cute character and I liked her. Some notes for merchandise concepts. Depression Day. This is a plushie that I got when I was 2 years old and has been in my life ever since. Some notes. Ranting. Anything that I could get out, really. I've been scrapbooking my live journal from when I was about 13 to not really modern day, because there's not that many posts in it for 20 years worth of life, you know? But I still use it once in a while. The problem is that it's Russian owned, and I'm LGBT, and I'm waiting any day for it to disappear. So I'm trying to scrapbook those memories, and it really got to me. Some more ranting. I kind of decided to use this book in a monotone journal taking thing. It didn't continue. I just enjoy color a little bit too much for that, but I like how it started. This is kind of a sketch of my OC. This is a sketch of some food that I ate with my best friend. We went out for coffee to catch up on my parents' trip. This is just some cardstock. I didn't paint on this, it's printed. Edward and I saw Shang-Chi, and really enjoyed it. It was a good time. More venting here. I had missed 3 days of my medication, and it was really getting to me. But basically, there's a story to this that I was painting because I wasn't on my medication and I was feeling depressed. I'm not this level of depressed, but when you have depression, it kind of floats in the back of your head. And there's a quote from a lady in my city who actually jumped off of a bridge that's kind of a common place here for that. And she survived and was interviewed sometime down the road as a survivor for an article that I read. And she was quoted as saying that when she jumped, she changed her mind. She basically realized that all of her problems were solvable, that she could pay bills, she could have conversations with friends to solve problems, and, life was fixable, that the issues weren't as bad as her depression was making her feel they were. And I've kind of held on to that my entire life. Or, at least in the time that since I've read that. It's just been important to me, even if I'm not that amount of depressed. It's encouraging. So I was having a night and I painted this with my jelly gouache and added it because it was relevant. Then the next day, Edward got a job, and that was exciting. And I started using my scrapbook papers for, journaling of sorts. My plan was to paint and then journal, but I didn't stick to that because it was just getting too thick. So Edward and I went out and we had a day. It was fun. Had a good laugh because of some communication errors. And then somebody called me demanding, and I just felt like saying no. So, this is just some Amy fan art. Some 9/11 ranting that I'm gonna cover up and keep out of this. A self-portrait. I just wanted something to put here. The self-portrait was actually old, but for this I lined it and painted it and stuck it in. It just worked. Some more ranting. This is some sketch journaling on body weight. Basically, I don't have personal image issues. I have comfort issues. Basically, like, I don't have issues being large or small, but there's a certain level of weight on my body where I start physically feeling uncomfortable, and it negatively contributes to my life, and that's what I was struggling with here and in a couple future pieces that are recent. I just COVID has taken away all ability for me to deal with this. I don't have my dance class. I don't have a job anymore. I basically have home and my artwork, and I'm trying to turn this into something. But to do it, I need to be at my desk all day drawing, so it's hard. I've got to balance it, and I'm not there yet. So I will be okay. It's just not right now. This was a sketch I grabbed. Sorry, not a sketch. A prompt I grabbed from a website, and I drew the fox. Wanted to paint it, so I redrew it so I didn't ruin this one, and then that became a sticker. Just some ranting and loving people. And then my parents came back from Newfoundland and we were packing their house, and it's just so weird. They've moved now, they're in Newfoundland, and it's everything's been strange. A flower fairy that I drew, she was supposed to be a fruit fairy based on a concept I came up in high school. Based on a concept I came up with in high school. But I moved away from that, I guess. You can kind of see it with the green leaves, but meh. A sticker that I made. Just some light journaling about my parents' house when the photographer came and took pictures for the sale. This one's really personal. I apologize for the nudity, but yeah, so this is the sketch that I was trying to get out, and then I decided to turn it into a full art piece on some cardstock, like scrapbooking cardstock. And it wasn't, like, it's not meant for that, so it's kind of buckled and whatever, but yeah, you know how it goes. Somebody posted in a group requesting commissions for Pokemon fighting to do laundry, and I didn't take the commission or offer up my portfolio, but I just really wanted to draw Pikachu fighting with laundry, and it only got this far, but it's still cute. I'm happy with it. This was a day that I went out with a friend to talk about some personal stuff, and we went to Tutti Frutti, and I didn't realize that they had actual food there, so I got chocolate milk with a crispy strawberry and cream French toast sandwich, and I am definitely going tomorrow and getting another one of these because I forgot about it, and here's my reminder. Election day stuff, that's boring. Some Sailor Mercury fan art that I want to do something with. I want to clean it up and turn it into something better because people really liked this one. A big important day. So I got my windshield replaced. This wasn't all in one day. It was just like a small span of time. I got my windshield replaced. I did my light decals. I renewed my license. I renewed my registration. It was a whole thing. My car insurance also renewed at the same time. Some ranting about garage sailing for my parents before they moved. I bought a bunny a bunny Care Bear off of the neighbor. It was the bear in a bunny suit. Some journaling about turning a book into a sketchbook. The book is of no importance. I just really liked the title, but it was a bit of an extremist religious book, and there was no author written on the front. It was just on the inside. So I did check to make sure it was of no value, and it wasn't. Nobody's gonna miss this book. So I ripped it apart and turned it into a sketchbook. My main character and her boyfriend, who is my friend's character, we haven't talked in a while. I kind of miss her, so maybe I should contact her. So my parents actually moved to Newfoundland to open or continue running a pub that a friend of ours runs. I drew a whole bunch of merchandise design concepts, and then we realized that the skull and crossbones that they wanted to use wasn't actually for the pirate the bar is themed after. So I have to scrap all of this and figure out something new. I was so excited for it. He had such a good flag design. Another pirate had a good flag design. Turns out his flag is just a black flag, and that's it. So, that's not as exciting. So maybe we'll use this, maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll see. We're still discussing it. Some journaling about the move. Pumpkin for, the season. Then one night we were supposed to have supper with my brother's girlfriend's mom for the first time. But because my parents are moving, they're selling everything, and somebody picked up their table off of Facebook Marketplace an hour and a half before dinner. So the dinner with her family was at a plastic crappy camping table, and on the couches in the living room. So yeah, good times. Just a random sketch with some journaling, some My Hero Academia fan art, and another one of my stickers. This is sort of a self-portrait, except I don't look like this. I kind of look like this, but I don't know. I drew it, I liked it, I didn't want to put clothing on it, so I put the clothing over here and called it a doll. This is just some Little Mermaid 2 fan art I did. I put it on to watch, and my nephew was not a fan, but I was, so we watched it. This is the day my parents moved. I had to do some journaling. Another self-portrait. Some Ochaku fan art. I thought she would like Halloween, and I spotted this sweater while I was out shopping one day. This is some journaling on some frustrations, my parents, and whatever. But this is some personal... I have sciatic arthritis, and it can really hurt sometimes. I didn't draw this. This is a flyer from a realtor. So I kidnapped it and used it for some journaling about my parents' move. After that, we finished My Hero Academia just in time to go see the new movie, so we went to go see it in theater. Somewhat social distanced. I was not a fan of the experience, to be honest. But I really liked the movie. Pinot is definitely my favorite, and I hope they come back. Some Halloween journaling and my excuse for a costume. I dressed up as Sweet. Everything I was wearing was candy themed. Mostly, kind of. This is a bit of a bigger thing. Actual Halloween night, a friend contacted me and said that she had been sexually assaulted, and I've been there. I've kind of been the person that people go to when they need help. So she came to me and I talked her through how to get some help, how to do STI testing, or like where to go at least. And she went and did her thing, and I was talking her through it and whatever. But when it came time to me being alone, I needed to do some art to get it out. Because, it brings up a lot of feelings. And just some journaling about it. These are some Band-Aid sketches from the concepts I had earlier. Just some journaling. Ticket stub from Eternals. I didn't realize would fade when I put tape on it. Some therapeutic just paint. It's jelly gouache. I just put it down. But some markings from the next page were coming through. And I just drew a face on it because it matched the markings. This is a spread of the tutorials on DeviantArt for the badges. I just wanted to get them all done, so I put them all in one spread and uploaded them. Kitty's probably my favorite. Ooh, I got passes to see Encanto ahead of time, so I went to the screening and had to draw some fan art and write about it. I have some criticisms of it, but it was really good. I recommend it. Some Harley Quinn fan art. Nothing too complicated. Proportions are out of whack, but whatever. I just wanted to draw her. Some more body confidence type stuff. These spots are psoriasis. And some nudity and sex. Just some, honestly, ranting and emotional journaling. It just, people I miss and love, you know? And this is a selfie that I drew. Not fully proportioned, but whatever. More just sketching and getting it out there. For me, anyways. Funko Pop that I purchased a little while ago. And then shortly after that I also picked up the Princess Jellyfish complete series box set. For the manga, not the anime. I've already seen the anime, so I want to read that soon. But I love drawing Tsukimi. Anytime I see something Princess Jellyfish, it puts me in the mood to draw her. This is some ranting from tonight. My anxiety has been high, so I decided to use my last page for some outlet. And then these last 2 pages were used as a thank you to the journal sketchbook. And then these were pages that just things I added and worked on throughout. Things that I need to or want to buy, and goals. Not just for this book, but for future books. And then that's it. I had a envelope for stickers, and that's the end of it. Thank you for watching. I'll have referral links for the Denick sketchbooks below. Please feel free to check them out. They're really well priced and really good quality. Like, you saw that they handled everything I threw at it. Even this is watercolor ink, and it, like, the back page, it came through somewhere where I saturated it, but it's really great. The only thing it really struggles with is alcohol markers, and I get by with highlighters and other things, or I just paint over pages, when I use markers and it goes through. So I highly recommend these. They're really durable. This book is 3 or 4 years old. It's traveled in my purse. It's traveled everywhere with me, and it's still in great shape. Just some dents on the front and a little bit of wear, but it's not falling apart. It's not, just considering how thick it is right now. I love them. Okay, well, thank you. Bye.